right, there we go. What is up? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Stay Woke. Good afternoon. If you're in Eastern time zone, how you guys doing? This week, we started going through the 4 agreements. We did the first 3. I just wanted to wrap it up. I've been busy this week trying to get a bio and a mission statement together for Stay Woke's website, which is going to be at, I believe the domain name is going to be Soul Purpose, spelled SOUL. But I'm not sure yet about that. But you guys will have that information once I get it. So always do your best. This is a great one because it kind of he says that this one allows the other agreements to become like deeply ingrained habits, and that under, like, whatever circumstance you're under, you always do your best, no more or less. Keep in mind that your best is never going to be the same from time to time. Your best is going to be different from when you wake up in the morning to when you're tired in the evening. It's going to change from when you're sick to when you're healthy or sober or drunk, or even as you develop in life. He talks about that in here, that your best will also change over time. And regardless of the quality, we keep doing our best, no more, no less. Because when we overdo things, because I know me, I tend to overdo things, we deplete our bodies and we go against ourselves, he says. And it actually takes us longer to accomplish our goal. So if you do less than your best, you subject yourself, but then if you go and do less than your best, you subject yourself to frustrations, self-judgment, guilt, and regrets. If you always do your best, there is no way you can judge yourself. And then he gives this illustration of a man who wanted to transcend his suffering. So he went to a Buddhist temple to find a master to help him. He went to the master and asked, "Master, if I meditate 4 hours a day, how long will it take me to transcend?" The master looked at him and said, "If you meditate 4 hours a day, perhaps you will transcend in 10 years. Thinking he could do better, the man said, "Oh, master, what if I meditated 8 hours a day? How long will it take me to transcend?" And then the master looked at him and said, "If you were meditating 8 hours a day, perhaps you'll transcend in 20 years. But why will it take longer if I meditate more?" And the master replied, "You are not here to sacrifice your joy or your life. You are here to live, to be happy, and to love. If you can do your best in 2 hours of meditation, but you spend 8 hours instead, you will only grow tired, miss the point, and you won't enjoy your life. Do your best, and perhaps you will learn, no matter how long you meditate, you can live, love, and be happy. You're going to be productive. You're going to be good to yourself, because you will be giving yourself to your family, to your community, and to everything. But this is huge. He says, but it is in the action that is going to make you feel intensely happy. When you are doing your best, it takes action. Doing your best takes action because, doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward from it. I do this because I love helping people, not because I'm expecting anything from it. Most people do exactly the opposite. They only take action when they expect a reward. They don't enjoy the action, and that's the reason they don't do their best. And he uses an example of people going to their everyday today work life just thinking of the payday, the reward, the money that they'll get from the work that they're doing. And they're working for the reward, and as a result of that, they resist the work and try to avoid the action, and it becomes more difficult for them to do, and they don't do their best. They'll work all week long, suffering the work, suffering the action, not because they like to, but because they feel they have to. They have to pay rent. They have to support their family. When they do not receive their money, they are unhappy. They have 2 days of rest, and then what do? They try to escape. He says in here they get drunk because they don't like themselves. They don't like their life. But on the other hand, if you take action just for the sake of doing it without expecting a reward, you will find that you enjoy every action that you do, and rewards will come even when you're not like expecting them, but you won't be attached to the reward. So he says you can get even more than you imagined without expecting a reward than actually working for the reward. And when you do your best, it's not an easy agreement to take, but he says when you do your best, you learn to accept yourself. But you have to be aware and learn from your mistakes. Learning from our mistakes means that we practice, that we look at the results honestly. We keep practicing, and this increases our awareness. Doing our best doesn't really feel like work because we enjoy whatever it is we're doing. And then this thing about the action is about living fully. Inaction is the way that we deny life. Inaction is sitting in front of the television every day for years because you are afraid to be alive and take a risk of expressing what you are. Expressing what you are is taking action. You have many great ideas in your head, but what makes the difference is the action. Without action upon an idea, there will be no manifestation, no results, and no reward. And he uses Forrest Gump as an example, saying, he didn't have the greatest ideas, but he took action, and he was richly rewarded without expecting any reward at all. And in India, they perform this ritual called puja. It's Puja, and that is pronounced right. It's puja. And puja means the act of worship. But what they would do is they would get these idols, these gods, and what he says wasn't important of the way that they performed the ritual. It was the way that they said, God, I love you, God. God is life. God is life in action. The best way to say I love you, God, is to live your life doing your best. The best way to say thank you, God, is by letting go of the past and living in the present, right here, right now. Whatever life takes away from you, let it go. When you surrender and let go of the past, you allow yourself to be fully alive in the moment. Letting go of the past means you can enjoy the dream that is happening right now. If you live in a past dream, you don't enjoy what is happening right now. You will always wish for it to be different than it is. You don't need knowledge or great philosophical concepts. You don't need the acceptance of others. You're alive, so take your life and enjoy it. Don't resist life passing through, because that is God passing through. He says, just your existence proves the existence of God. Your existence proves the existence of life and energy. Don't expect that you will always. Now he goes back to the last three agreements that we learned, and he says, don't expect that we'll always be impeccable with our word, or that we'll never take anything personally, or that we won't make assumptions. But if we always do our best, that's okay, because we can try again tomorrow. Practice is what makes the master. Repetition is how we've learned everything in life. Is reading, writing, arithmetic, everything is through repetition of practice and trial and error. And we learn we're growing when we make new mistakes instead of repeating old ones. So you don't need to worship idols like he says, like the Mary or the Buddha or Christ. You can if you want to, and if it feels good. Your own body is a manifestation of God, and if you honor your body, everything will change for you. Every action then becomes a ritual in which you are honoring God. So the four agreements are a summary of the mastery of transformation. In the Toltec wisdom, they have, mastery of love. They have the voice of knowledge. I know they have a lot of different masteries of things. That's what they do and how they are taught in the Toltec wisdom. But by doing our best, we transform our hell into heaven. Your happiness, your freedom, your entire way of living depends on it. The warrior's goal is to transcend this world, to escape from this hell, and to never come back. As the Toltecs teach us, the reward is to transcend the human experience of suffering and become the embodiment of God. That is the reward. I have fallen many times in my life. I still fall some days, but I choose to get back up and I choose to do my best. It is not easy on some days, when I'm battling with things of other natures like mental health, but are those illusions? I don't know. I just know that I have been keenly aware of my surroundings and my present moment and the actions that I'm taking right now in my present moment. That's why we named Stay Woke, because we know that life only exists in the present. Stay woke. Woke means to be present, to be right now. What you're doing right now in this action of your life is going to transform what happens in your future. So, it's not easy. It's not easy work, but I want to share as much knowledge and as much wisdom that it is given to me through God or through reading to everyone, because I don't want any of us to have to live in that dream of hell, of that darkness where we don't see a way out, that there is no hope, there is no light, because there is a way, and the way out is in. You have to go inside. You have to do some work. You have to face some demons. I just want you guys to know that I'm here for you. I love you guys. That's why I do this. That's why I enjoy doing this, because I'm doing the best that I can. I'm just coming on here, putting my heart out here. I buried all my family. I don't got much left, but I do have you guys. I do have this. I do have me, and I have what I'm fighting for. And I believe in love, and I believe in the power of it. And I believe that as long as I keep on pouring it out, that more people will start to receive it. More people will start to realize that I'm a genuine person and that I have no ulterior motives, that this is the only thing that I care about doing, is to trying to help another person. So I hope that you guys got something from this today. I can get emotional about stuff like this because, I know what it's like to live in those dark places. And I don't want you to have to be there. So I want you to know that I'm here for you. I've had friends commit suicide living in those dark places, family members. So I am just grateful for my present moment, and I'm going to just do my best with what I have. I love you guys. Have a good rest of your weekend. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. And I'll be back on here Monday, hopefully, because I will be writing a lot for the website. That's the next thing I'm going to try to get up and running, just so I can try to get everything, connected into one location. So sorry for running off a little long today. I feel like when I speak just my heart, rather than reading words from a book, my message is more powerful. So that all being said, I love you guys. May the light fill your spirit. May peace fill you guys' mind, and love fill your hearts always. Stay woke out there.